Welcome back to Nola Reviews. This is your boy Kels. I'm back, aka the Kelvin Hill Show. We got to keep that in mind. It's Nola Reviews and the Kelvin Hill Show. So remember that. But just welcome back. We about to get back into our movies talk, our series shows talk, and also dabble with sports like we always do. Love to have everybody here. I love to hear everybody's intake and everybody's voice. Let's just start the show. Let's just get ready, man. Let's just get back into this thing. All right. Welcome back. So our first topic of the day, our first subject of today, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's funny. I took my kids and my wife, my family to see it Tuesday. Sonic the Hedgehog, it's an idea brought up by my wife. She's like, we should take the kids to the movies. So, I saw Sonic the Hedgehog was out. And I didn't think too much of Sonic at first. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be... I didn't know what to think of it. I just thought that this movie was going to be a kid's movie. Which it's geared towards kids. It's geared for kids, young adults, and children, obviously, but the movie was it was much more than that. It really was. It's a pretty good movie. And that's official Nola review right there. Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a damn good movie. So, I want to give props to Sonic the Hedgehog. Big ups to Sonic the Hedgehog today. I didn't think that movie would be as good as it was, but it really was. It proved to be not only a kid movie, but a movie that adults can enjoy. And I really like that. I had fun with it. Looked like the whole family had fun with it. I think that the performance by the great Jim Carrey. Man, Jim Carrey was big time in this movie. He played Dr. Robotnik. Now, if you're familiar with Sonic the Hedgehog, you're familiar with the game, the Sega game. And I'm going to touch on Sega also. But I didn't see this coming from Jim Carrey. I didn't see this type of performance coming from him again. And he did a great job playing Dr. Robotnik. I think that his acting chops were always up par with the best of the game. Even since his Living Color days, where he was discovered at Living Color, his views on society. I just think Jim Carrey is a stand-up guy, and this movie, he shined in this movie, playing the villainous Dr. Robotnik. He did a great job. He really did. He stepped up the whole movie. He stole the movie for one, and he just stepped it up to the point to where Dr. Robotnik at the end, you can see that he's transformed into the Sega game, Dr. Robotnik. But all through the movie, he was Jim Carrey being Dr. Robotnik, and I say that in a good way. I think that he embodied. He was able to put his own spin on who the villain Dr. Robotnik was. Jim Carrey was big time in this movie. So if you're an adult taking your kid to go see this movie, or you're just a Sega fan, gamer or whatnot, going to check out this movie, I think you're going to have a great time with it. It's not, the movie has its flaws. It's made for kids for one, so it's going to have those little funny kitty puns in there that you're, as an adult, you're not going to get, but it's made for kids. Jim Carrey does a great job bringing the adult feel to the movie. And, he doesn't do anything over the top per se, but he dials it into where any adult that's not even into games or movies by that chance is gonna take away enjoyment from this film, thanks to Jim Carrey. So big ups to Jim Carrey. I think he shined. He shined big time. I can't give him enough props. James James Madison, who played Tom, he was pretty good. He wasn't bad. And we see him a lot of Westworld, so I'm going to talk about him some more after this segment. He's big time in Westworld, but he did a pretty good job in this movie. His character arc was kind of just the same. I don't want to say cheesy, but it was the same as any hero of a kid's movie would be. Animated children's movie. His story arc, he's going to be the hero. He's going to be the good guy. It is kind of dull, to be honest, but it wasn't as a effect of his performance, of his acting ability, because his acting ability was pretty good in the film. I'm going to be honest. He did a pretty good job as an actor. I think that with the role that he had, the role that he had to play, he was okay. It's just as his role, his script, it was just typical. It's typical child's hero, and you shouldn't expect anything other than that. Ben Schwartz played Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog was another person, I want to say, that shined in this movie, and it was his movie, so he should be the one to shine. The voice work done by Mr. Ben Schwartz was a good job. He was charismatic as Sonic. He had a little attitude, but he was still fun and loving as Sonic should be. I think the writers did a good job with the story. I think the story could have been, bad, but they actually wrote up a good movie. They actually did. Hence why Sonic gets the rating, the Nola review rating, official Nola review rating, as a good movie for kids and adults. I think kids are gonna like it a little bit, obviously a little bit more than adults do, but it's not dull enough to where, the adults will have to fall asleep in it. It's actually pretty good. One more person that shined in this movie to me, that was Tika Sutter. Tika Sutter. I'm sorry, Sutter. That's her last name, and I'm terrible with names. Tika did a great job. You see her obvious films and shows. Along with Tyler Perry, she does a lot of the Tyler Perry movies and series, but she shined in this one. She did a good job playing the wife of a girlfriend of Tom. Couldn't remember if they was married or what was their relationship status, but they was together. And she was a supporting character, a pretty good supporting character. She stepped up, did her job, and she shined. She shined also. Look, at the end of the day, Sonic the Hedgehog is an obvious kids movie, and you're gonna take your kids to the movies to see this movie for them. But as an adult, being in the theater, you're gonna enjoy it. I don't think it was. And again, it got a good ratings for Nola review rating as a good movie. So, big ups to Sonic. All right. So let's get on to our next subject, Westworld Season 3. We got to get into Westworld because Westworld is the new thing popping right now. It's probably the biggest show out in the last 3 years. It's that Westworld was always supposed to be that bridge from Game of Thrones. Once Game of Thrones ended, Westworld was supposed to be that new thing to come in. And to me, it is. It stood up. It stood up to the test of time. Westworld has been off the air for 2 years, preparing just like Game of Thrones did with their final 8th season. And I think Westworld is doing a pretty good job, and I'm anticipating season 3 coming. Know the review rating for Westworld season 3. Westworld just as an entire series, because I haven't obviously seen season 3 yet, just like everybody else. But Westworld as a show, it's a pretty damn good show. I mean, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it. I would suggest that you watch it. You have an open mind to it. Westworld is gonna lose a lot of people because of its a series that you have to think on. It's not gonna give you all the answers. It didn't give me all the answers when I first saw it. It's a series that you're gonna have to have an open mind with. All right, you're not just gonna be able to just watch Westworld and just think to yourself, well, this Westworld, what's going on? You gotta follow it. You gotta follow the storyline. You gotta just go with Westworld. And I think that Westworld is one of those shows that you might want to give a chance. I think so. I think you might want to give Westworld a chance. I think you would like it. It's pleasantly surprising. I'm not trying to give out any of the plot points to the show. All I would say that Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Dolores, is magnificent in it. The Anthony Hopkins, magnificent. Jeffrey Wright, magnificent. Della Newton, who plays Maeve, she's magnificent. Ed Harris, Man in Black. I mean, this series just have top-notch actors who are good at their job. These thespians that are just good at their job. Jimmy Simpson, who plays young William, he's magnificent in this role. I really suggest that you watch Westworld, the complete series, with an open mind. And don't forget, Westworld is just about this robot show, robot apocalypse. The robots just go crazy and, find consciousness and decide to take over. And, with the old Westworld movie, it was a little bit straightforward. It's funny because Westworld, to me, always should have been a series. Like the old movie back in the day should have been a series. And I'm happy that it's a series now. And I'm not knocking it for what it was, because I enjoyed the old movie. But Westworld is just something, it belongs in the category of a series. You know how some series would be better as a movie, and some movies would be better as just a broken up show? Westworld is just one of those things. Like, I would compare it to Watchmen. I saw the original movie, and I saw the series. And when I saw the movie, I always thought to myself, well, this should be a series. It would make more sense as a show. So when I finally saw the series, I was just loving it, because I felt like that's the place it should have always been. It would have been better as a series anyway. So that's what you're gonna take out of watching Westworld. Westworld Nola official review is legendary. Westworld is this legendary show. It's up there. It's up there with Game of Thrones. It's up there with the best shows on TV in my view. Alright, last not least, not finally, but last subject of today, we're going to discuss the coronavirus in sports. Now, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, folks. It's like right now, the men out here, we're going crazy. I almost just, be gender biased and just put it on the men. Because I know a lot of women love sports too, also. But the majority of men that watch sports, man, we're going crazy. The coronavirus pandemic came out of nowhere almost, It comes, in my opinion, and I don't want to, just put out there the false rhetoric, but it comes from overseas, and I'm not going to get into naming a country or whatnot. I think you have a country in mind that you think it comes from, but it comes from overseas, and it finally hit America, and this pandemic of coronavirus, it's just been horrible, man. Not only for sports, but just for the population. But we're talking about sports right now, so I'm going to try to keep it to that subject. So sports, dealing with the pandemic of coronavirus. I mean, it's crazy. You see the WWE, just the other night, and the wrestlers are the only one in the stadium, in the arena, aside from the announcers. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I think that watching sports, and I was watching a UFC fight just last night, and It was just surreal, man.